Hello, and I'm Taylor Randolph. I will be your host today for this 2-hour training on a what I'm anticipating to be very snowy day. I was hopeful to be able to give this lecture in person. I love the interaction with the audience. I like to hear from you all to make sure I'm presenting information that's appropriate for your setting, that being middle school and high school. So I'm looking forward to this. Again, wish it was in person, but again, I don't know, we've probably been all masked up and 6 feet apart. So I guess we'll just keep on living on Zoom for a while. So anyway, I'd like to start by talking a little bit about myself and introducing the topic. So what I'm going to do is these are going to be at least three separate videos. And this is purposeful because it's difficult to listen to somebody for 2 hours. Number one, some movies are hard to sit through for 2 hours. And if you're just listening to one person talk, that's really tough. I find myself, exceedingly interesting. But I'm sure that many of you are not in that same crowd. And so what I'm going to try to do is break this up into small segments, and you can kind of watch them throughout, hopefully this day, and any other days that you might have to consume the information. So let me go ahead and share my screen. First off, for those of you who don't know me, let me go ahead and go over my bio. And it would help if the screen I was sharing was actually the screen where the information was at. So hopefully you are seeing my experience. Oh no. And you can see I've had this PowerPoint prepared for an audience, but that's okay. We'll go from here. My name is Taylor Randolph. I have a master's of counseling psychology. I also have a master's of theology. I am licensed to be a professional counselor in the state of Oklahoma. I'm also licensed. I'm also a licensed alcohol and drug counselor in the state of Oklahoma. And so I'm hopeful that my experiences can help you in the classroom setting, can help you in the classroom management, school management setting. Also, there are several kind of this is a several pronged approach to what I'm going to talk about over the next couple of hours, over the next few videos here. I'm going to spend a lot of time talking a lot about adverse childhood experiences, but I'm going to try to branch out of that and speak more about resilience and what you can do with yourself and with others to really live in a healthy way, in a resilient way. I grew up here in Enid. I graduated from Enid High School. I then went straight to Phillips University, graduated from there in '95. I worked a little while after I graduated from college, worked in an office supply, got sick of selling desks and pencils for a living. I thought I would do something hopefully to give back a little bit more. I wasn't finding a lot of fulfillment there. I came back to Northwestern, got a degree in counseling psychology. I've been in the field of psychology since, or at least in treatment in various capacities since the year 2000. I graduated a little bit after that with a master's in theological studies. And this Adams State PhD, that's still in the works. So I have a dissertation to complete there. My professional experience, I worked at Meadow Lake Hospitals in a couple of different stints there. I worked on the unit, 8-hour shifts at least per day at Meadow Lake Hospital, working with adolescents, dually diagnosed adolescents and also children. I was the children's unit therapist and also charge therapist there from 2004 to 2008. Spent a lot of time working with children and families, and obviously, for those of you that know Meadow Lake Hospital, those are the kids that are, experiencing extreme dysfunction. They're a danger to themselves or others. I also worked at 12 and 12. That's an adult rehab. So I have some experience working with adults and with addictions. That continued when I started working at Youth and Family Services, I worked there for a total of 14 years. I originally started as a drug court coordinator and outpatient counselor. Eventually ended up their assistant executive director, worked as their clinical director for 8 years. In 2013, and that actually should be updated. I'm still at Northwestern. That's the office where I'm at. So it should be 2013 to 2021. I've been an instructor of psychology out here for a few years, and so I started this full time in 2016. I spent 17 years in practice in mental health, and so I'll try to kind of integrate a lot of information here. The biggest thing that I've put my time into studying over the years, and also out of necessity treating, is childhood trauma. I'm not going to show this film. I had thought about it for our time together if we were live, but I need to, I can't really do that with the license over this medium. So I'm gonna spend some time talking to you about resilience. I am a certified trainer in a trauma informed systematic approach, and so I will try to help you become trauma informed, but also trauma sensitive in your approach with others, and also in your own thinking and in your own mindset. So there will be three main topics. The first topic I will go over will be looking at ACEs, trying to understand ACEs again. Not going to spend a lot of time on that. Those of you that have heard me talk before in the past know I can speak ad nauseum about that. Secondly, I'm going to go over resilience and where resilience is now. I know that a lot of you may be involved in the Chan Hellman, instilling hope into a lot of our kids that are identified at risk. I'm going to step into that a little bit, but even more so, I'm going to update some of the research that's been over the past few years. And finally, what I'll do is I will go into a mode where we are working together. I'll probably stop the video a few times where you can actually practice and do some things with me to help you better immerse yourself into, okay, what it's going to be like, what it's going to take to instill resilience in yourself, because that's necessary. You live in a very stressful world. We all have lived through a very stressful year, and it's necessary for you to be resilient first and foremost. It just is. You can't pour from an empty cup. And so we'll spend a lot of time there. Also spend time with, okay, how do I reach adolescents? How do I reach kids that are really struggling, to help instill resilience there? What can I do? And also I'd like, at the end, in this creating resilience, this building resilience, what can we do systematically as a group that can help our overburdened systems, because that creates situations where we're all under a lot of stress and we're all working two steps forward, one step back. So, or sorry, I had that backwards. Had my had my dyslexia kicking in there, but yeah, one step forward, two steps back, because the resources are difficult to come by. So anyway, welcome to the training. I'm going to stop it there and piece these videos together in a series.